The first U.S. China meeting under the Biden administration got off to a rocky start on March 18th, when the diplomats of both countries traded sharp criticism against each other's policies in front of reporters. The two-day meeting in Anchorage, Alaska, was the first high-level in-person talks between Beijing and Washington since President Joe Biden took office in January. Heading the U.S. delegation were Secretary of State Antony Blinken and National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan, while the Chinese side was represented by Foreign Minister Wang Yi and Senior Foreign Policy Diplomat Yang Jiechi.
We'll also discuss our deep concerns with actions by China, including in Xinjiang, Hong Kong, Taiwan, cyber attacks on the United States, economic coercion toward our allies. Each of these actions threaten the rules-based order that maintains global stability. That's why they're not merely internal matters, and why we feel an obligation to raise these issues here today.
Sullivan said,
"A confident country is able to look hard at its own shortcomings and constantly seek to improve."
Soon after, Yang, via an interpreter, said, "It was my bad. When I entered this room, I should have reminded the U.S. side of paying attention to its tone in our respective opening remarks, but I didn't." He accused the U.S. side of speaking in a condescending way. Yang then lashed out at the democracy of the United States, which he referred to as a struggling democracy. He also criticized the poor treatment of minorities in the United States and the U.S. foreign and trade policies. "We believe that it is important for the United States to change its own image and to stop advancing its own democracy in the rest of the world. Many people within the United States actually have little confidence in the democracy of the United States," he said. China will not accept unwarranted accusations from the U.S. side. Wang also blasted the United States slapping sanctions on Chinese officials over Beijing's rollback of democracy in Hong Kong a day before the talks, saying, "I don't think this is the way you should normally treat a guest." Blinken appeared to be annoyed by the tenor and length of the comments, which went on for more than 15 minutes. He said his impressions from speaking with world leaders and on his just concluded trip to Japan and South Korea were entirely different from the Chinese position.
I'm hearing deep satisfaction that the United States is back, that we're re-engaged. I'm also hearing deep concern about some of the actions your government is taking.
Following the heated exchanges, a senior administration official issued a statement criticizing the Chinese side for violating the meeting's protocol, that each diplomat would limit his opening statement to about 2 minutes. Yang ended up speaking for more than 15 minutes. The Chinese delegation seems to have arrived intent on grandstanding, focused on public theatrics and dramatics over substance, the official said. Exaggerated diplomatic presentations often are aimed at a domestic audience. Gordon Chang, author of The Coming Collapse of China, expressed his view on Twitter about the drama at the high-level meeting. In the past, China's diplomats were cunning, pretending to be friendly and responsible. Now, however, they are arrogant beyond belief. Yang Jiechi in Alaska just dropped the mask to show Beijing's true ugly face, Chang wrote. In an email exchange with the Epoch Times, Chang wrote, "The regime is off the charts arrogant at the moment. Chinese leader Xi Jinping has been pushing the propaganda narrative that the East is rising and the West is declining." James J. Carafano, Vice President for Foreign and Defense Policy Studies at Washington-based think tank Heritage Foundation, told the Epoch Times that the CCP's aggressive display is typical of Beijing's wolf warrior diplomacy, which has gained steam over the past year. Carafano pointed out that the CCP has recently drawn a lot of global blowback over various actions, including its cover-up of the pandemic, crackdown in Hong Kong, as well as threats posed by Chinese technologies such as Huawei. Their response to that blowback is to try to bluster their way through it, Carafano said. If the U.S. administration expected them to walk in the door and play nice, I think that was pretty naive. Carafano said the Chinese diplomats' remarks should help the Biden administration recognize that there is no room for cooperation with the CCP. The reality is on all the key issues, China and the U.S. are at very different places, and the healthiest, most constructive thing is to recognize that, he said. Similarly, Chang also criticized the Biden administration's expressed willingness to cooperate with China where possible, such as on climate change and nuclear non-proliferation. Unfortunately, Biden has yet to realize that communist China and the democratic United States cannot coexist over the long term, Chang said. Republican Senator Rick Scott from Florida told the Epoch Times that he was not surprised that the meeting didn't go well. Communist China is our enemy, plain and simple, and cannot be trusted. The Biden administration cannot appease General Secretary Xi. They must stay strong and be clear that the United States will not waver in its commitment to human rights and the protection of our national security, he said. We would like to recommend the UMaker platform to everyone. It has earned our trust and respect as it provides a safe, convenient platform and a fair opportunity for us to report unbiased news. Our videos are available on UMaker, and we invite you to watch our channel China Insider. The link is provided below. Please subscribe, and we hope to see you there. Thank you for your support.